Hello, welcome to this update for the tropics. So there's some very big systems affecting many areas. So the first one is Oscar. It's still there in Cuba, tropical storm Oscar. So let's see, it's there. Parts of eastern Cuba, still some tropical storm warnings and tropical storm watches in the Bahamas and some tropical storm warnings in the southern Bahamas there. So it's still a tropical storm. Forecast remain a tropical storm. Maybe the remnants might affect Bermuda later. So the rainfall in Cuba is now showing 12 to 16 inches, some 300 to 400 millimeters parts of Cuba. So that might cause a lot of flooding because the storm made landfall yesterday or something. It's still there. So let's see, through midweek, heavy rainfall from Moscow lead to areas of significant life-threatening flash flooding and mudslides portions of eastern Cuba, especially within the Sierra Maestra. In addition, localized flash flooding possible in southeastern Bahamas. Tropical storm conditions are expected to continue today across eastern Cuba. Tropical storm conditions are also expected portions southeastern Bahamas tonight until Tuesday. So yeah, be aware. Let's see. Hasta medianos de semana, en las fuertes lluvias de Oscar conducirán a inundaciones repentinas significativas que amenazan la vida, junto con deslizamientos de tierra a través de porciones del este de Cuba, especialmente dentro de la Sierra Maestra. Además, serán posibles inundaciones repentinas localizadas a través del sueste de los Bahamas. Se espera condições de tormenta tropical continuem hoje através de porções del este de Cuba. Também se espera condições de tormenta tropical, porções del sueste de Bahamas esta noche y martes. Good. So please stay safe there. There's the tropical storm force winds in Cuba, and still like hurricane force winds, nothing. So be careful there. Please stay safe. So the second systems that are impacting many areas is the tropical depression in the Philippines, and there's one forming heading towards northeastern India and Bangladesh. So let's see here. First, the one in the Philippines. So it's forecast to go into the northern Philippines and into the South China Sea. So this is the official forecast. We'll check what some different models show, but let's see here. So there's the one in the Indian Ocean too. So here, for example, it shows that one continuing there, parts of the northern Philippines, like strong tropical storms, like typhoon strength. That's typhoon strength before landfall. The GFS is continuing to the South China Sea and getting to like typhoon strength and maybe towards Vietnam later and southernmost China. And like the European has this there, goes through the northern Philippines. There might be significant flooding there and landslides and mudslides and the typhoon goes towards the South China Sea. So let's see, there's a 0Z because yesterday the European was going towards Taiwan, but now all the models are showing the South China Sea, eventually like China or even Vietnam, but mainly China. The European curves this back to China. There's a Canadian model, shows it makes landfall there, kind of landfall, just passes near the northern Philippines, goes into parts of China and weakens there and kind of lingers. So be aware. There's the icon, shows it in the northern Philippines there. Some very significant rainfall and winds might occur. Then it strengthens the South China Sea, goes towards Hainan, maybe Vietnam. So please be aware those areas. Now for Oscar, there's the European. It does show they're in Cuba still. Then it passes the Bahamas, still a little bit strong, but the European shows much weaker. And then it goes there. It might be a big front towards Bermuda because of this. So shows a lot of rain there, starting like on early on Wednesday, all the way until early on Thursday in Bermuda. So maybe some gusty winds there and rainfall. So be aware. The GFS takes this there and next just deepens down this in the Bahamas a little bit more and then goes towards Cuba, so some heavy rain, gusty winds. Then it's showing more stuff later, and this is like almost next week, right? This is next week, and the GFS is already showing a big hurricane forming and heading in an odd direction towards like Hispaniola and the Atlantic. The GFS is show like some crazy systems. with mega strength. But let's see the European, if you form something. So by the 27th, the 28th, starts showing more moisture there, but still doesn't form anything. The icons short range. Let's see the Canadian. Shows Oscar there, passing the Bahamas, maybe some storms and gusty winds. And then by October 30th, it does show something starting to organize there. And then the run ends here. But you get the idea. By October 29th, here's the Navgen, still doesn't show anything, but it shows Oscar there, passing through those areas. There's like, there's the European AI model, does show Oscar by like October 29th or something, November 1st. It does show a lot of moisture there, but it isn't developing anything. There's this other one better, maybe. Shows like, goes there, and does try to develop something in the Western Caribbean, but the Europeans still very behind on this. We might make some better outlooks in the coming days. Let's focus today on these systems that are impacting those areas. So there's like this model here for the Indian Ocean. So the GFS shows the new cyclone forming there. It goes towards northeastern India, Bangladesh as a tropical storm. So the GFS went from a major cyclone to a tropical storm. So that's good news. So it shows there making land from Bangladesh, northeastern India, and goes there. So, but this would already cause a lot of flooding and problems. Let's see. There's the European. Does show already a cyclone developing there. Tropical storm towards eastern India there. So the European show more eastern India than Bangladesh. The Canadian has it like between India and Bangladesh, mainly in India, and has like a stronger cyclone there, but then it weakens a bit before landfall. There's the icon too, shows it developing there, kind of goes through eastern India as a category 1 cyclone maybe, or a strong tropical storm. So please be aware if you are in eastern India, or if you know any people there. There's the Navgen, it's a little bit too strong, but it does show the cyclone going through eastern India there. So please be aware, any portion of the coast of like eastern India into Bangladesh is in danger. So please be aware and make some preparations if necessary. This hasn't fully developed yet, but we'll keep watching. There's again the Western Pacific, like to see a little bit further. The GFS does form that second disturbance behind it, shows near the Mariana Islands, does show a cyclone there, and lingers and goes out into the Pacific. Where is it? There's the European, does show, come on, here, does show the cyclone in the Philippines, and does almost develop that second one near the Mariana Islands, and goes like, this will be like a tropical storm there near the Central Mariana Islands, and then goes away to the Pacific. So that area is like that area in yellow there, 97W. So be aware in those areas. The main threat right now is this cyclone in the Philippines. So let's see. The European model has more than 500 millimeters in the next 5 days. In the Philippines, 400. As parts of the eastern Philippines, some 300 millimeters, 312, 259, let's see, 280, 100, more than 100 in all of the northern Philippines. There will be more than 100 millimeters. This will cause some significant flood in some areas, especially the areas of more accumulation, with some very life-threatening landslides and flash flooding. Even Manila, some 200 millimeters, show like some 200 millimeters parts of the western Philippines too, some like 100, 200, especially in the eastern Philippines, there are some areas. So southern Philippines, a spot with more accumulation, and more storms in the South China Sea. So please be aware, there's the GFS, it has one hot spot in eastern Philippines, more than 400 millimeters, 200, 300, and it's more in the western Philippines, like 200 in Manila, 300 in some areas, more than 100 in all of the northern island. So please be careful. There's the excess. Let's see. It does show here. It does show in the Western Philippines close to 600, some like 300 in other areas, some 200, but this model has too much, I think. There's the icon, it's interesting, does show more than like 400 to 500 from this, more than 100, 200 in the Northern Island, and some islands above. Shows in the Eastern Philippines, those islands of the Eastern Central Philippines, more than 100 too, so might be some flooding in some other areas there. So please stay safe. Let's see what else. So there's the Canadian model too. It also shows more than like those browns are like 300, more than 300 millimeters. So the Canadians more than 300 millimeters parts of the Central Eastern Philippines and the Northern Philippines too, more than 200, 300. So please be aware. And let's see. So the storm is there right now. It's already dumping some tremendous amounts in the Eastern Philippines and Central Philippines. Then we'll keep going. Shows more intense storms on the Eastern Philippines, some very heavy rain and flooding. Then it goes into the Northern Philippines for like landfall. It shows all that heavy rain in the Northern Island, maybe some significant flooding. It goes there lasts until Friday, and the next it's there and goes into the South China Sea, potentially into Vietnam. So it's a very dangerous rainfall and winds into Hainan, especially Vietnam and Laos. But it's still uncertain if you're going to China or into Vietnam and Laos. But yeah, let's see. There's the GFS. It has the system. There's some very intense rain area in the Philippines, and then you keep going with all that heavy rainfall and storms. You go there, like to the South China Sea. Some little islands there might be in a lot of danger from this Hong Sa, and then it goes towards like southern China and close to Vietnam. Some very dangerous rainfall too. So please be aware those areas. There's the icon. It shows all that heavy rain there in the Philippines already. So some very big rainfall amounts goes towards parts of northern Philippines. A lot of rainfall, like those whites, some very heavy rainfall. The northern northwestern areas there. It continues into the South China Sea, and it has some more rain in Taiwan as well. And it goes towards like southern China next Saturday. So please stay safe in those areas. There's like the winds too. It's now it's still a tropical depression, I think, but the official forecast has like just a tropical storm, like making it for tropical storm Christine, and it has eventually to a severe tropical storm maybe in the South China Sea. So the European model shows those winds are in the central Philippines where the 75 km per gusts shows it continues there, and shows that some areas might get close to 97 km per gust. The winds get stronger in Basco and in Calawan, in those islands there, more than 80 and 90 km per gust. And then it shows like in Calawan, more than 102 km per gust, 108, Basco more than 103. So please be careful in Santa Ana in the north, more than 104 km per gust. As this comes, 90 km per gust, 78 some other areas. So please be careful. This keeps going. Shows those very intense winds continuing for like the central northern Philippines, including Manila, close to some 84 km per gust, 96 in those islands there. So please stay safe. And then it goes to the South China Sea, probably strengthens a little bit. If you live in Hong Sa, I recommend you make some preparations. Show like some more than 153 km per gusts, and watch out in southern Hainan too, in southern China, more than 111 km per gust. Then it has this going towards Vietnam later. So be aware. So it's already in the Philippines, this tropical storm. So please have your preparations done. Stay safe from flooding and everything. And let's see, the GFS is also there. This is some big winds already in the central eastern Philippines, more than like 78 to 89 km per gust. Alright, in some areas, that then it goes, keeps going there, shows some islands further north like Basco, more than 92 km per gust, Calayan, And so like Wednesday keeps going. The northernmost Philippines, according to the GFS, might get close to 100 to 96 km per gusts, and then it kind of goes there to the South China Sea. So please stay safe. There's the icon. So now it's there. It shows some tense winds in the southern island of the Philippines, some 80 km per gust or more. Shows this keeps going there. And like early on Wednesday, shows some pretty intense winds central Philippines in some areas there in those islands. So please be aware. And then it goes. Northern Philippines might get hard hit, more than 116 km per gust. The icon is showing 107. So please be careful. The icon is like more than 153 km per gust parts of central northern Philippines. This is too much, I think. The other models have a weaker, but you never know. Be aware. Then it goes to the South China Sea. So please stay safe there. This will also bring like the storm surge and the coastal flooding there. You can see those very high waves, especially in Calawan, parts of the northern Philippines. There might be more storm surge, so be careful there. And also this might generate swells and rip currents for other parts of Eastern Asia and those areas, of course. So stay safe. So let's see. Parts of the Philippines there. Uh, let's see if they have something like for the rainfall already happening and stuff. So let's see here. They do have like tropical depression Christine there. Maybe some flood. Let's see weather. General weather advisory. So they have here like let's see here. So it shows the weather advisory tropical cyclone Christine. If you live there, there's a bunch of information here. You can check. So let's see general weather. So yeah, they're like the some flood advisories too, or on a map. I'll see if I find them. Maybe put a link on the description here. General flood advisory. So they have these bigger flood advisories, southern Philippines, some general flood advisories in the northern Philippines too. So be careful there, especially in the northern Philippines. There might be some significant flooding as this crosses through. So please stay safe. And then there in India, as this other cyclone comes, shows developing still some heavy rain, southern Myanmar, some very heavy rain there, parts of the Andaman Islands, some heavy rain too. Then it shows this going there, and the European until Saturday is more than 200 millimeters, parts of west eastern India, more than 202, 219 millimeters, parts of eastern India there, so please stay safe. Then it keeps going, yeah, kind of. The GFS still has Bangladesh and northeastern India. It has close to like 117 millimeters, parts of Bangladesh 112. It has further north to Bangladesh, northeastern India, close to 90 millimeters. So there'll be some flooding there too. The icon shows more into India. The icon is like 300 millimeters in eastern India, some 372. So please be careful when this gets there. There might be a lot of flooding and some wind problems. So the European shows it there. It goes and starts bringing all that heavy rain, the strong winds in eastern India. Starting, this is Wednesday, starting like late Wednesday into Thursday, especially worse Thursday into Friday. So be careful. But each model might have a different timing, but it's generally landfall on Thursday into Friday. So please stay safe. This hasn't fully developed into a tropical cycle, so it's not very easy to find the exact wind gusts that will occur, but let's take a look. The European shows more than 78 km per gusts, close to landfall. Southernmost India and some parishes show like eastern India, that's northern India actually, shows like eastern India some 80 km per gust, 79 km per gusts, and then this gets closer. Those areas in northern India show like some 80 to 70 km per gust. Nothing crazy, but definitely some tropical storm force winds, some dangerous conditions. So stay safe there. Please be careful. There are some storms in southern India, and we'll have more on the next few days. Shows more rain there in southern India and Sri Lanka, and in other areas shows more rain in Guinea there, Western Guinea, more than 100 millimeters. Malaysia, Indonesia is a little bit better, but those shows still in Sumatra a little bit more. Some passing showers there. Shows in Vietnam already before this makes landfall, if it does, close to 180 millimeters parts of Vietnam. So be careful in Cambodia, shows more than 30 millimeters, 72 millimeters in Thailand. Might be some thunderstorms near southern and western Thailand, southern Myanmar, a little bit of heavy rain still, and shows that the European shows in Taiwan more than 300 meters, 100 meters in eastern Taiwan, southern islands of Japan, might be some more intense storms. Eastern China, the Europeans really crazy about Eastern China, so be aware there. So more than 100 meters in the fronts in Japan, more than like some 60, 70, even 100 meters in parts of south central Japan. Some rain close to 100 meters in northern Japan as well. So be aware. So shows this front there, this system. The system is currently near South Korea. Shows a more intense rain South Korea today, and shows North Korea more rain today too. Today is Tuesday the 22nd. Shows more storms in southern Japan Tuesday into Wednesday. Some more storms crossing central Japan. Some heavy rain throughout eastern Russia, portions of eastern Russia, northern Japan there. Tuesday the 22nd through Wednesday. So be careful. This will eventually go into Russia there, become a bigger system. More snow in eastern Russia Thursday, and then might eventually affect Alaska and some areas there. So be aware in Russia, in Japan, and parts of the Koreas. So this mainly it. Please stay safe in the Philippines. This is a very dangerous situation with the flooding, the rain, and everything. And be aware in India. Warn others there. Stay safe there. Let's see here if I find something. So here's the information for India too. It will be in the description. They have some news here, like some press releases. They'll have more about the cyclone, like low pressure area, the Bay of Bengal. So you can see all the information here, what they expect and everything. They're like the warnings here, like subdivision wise is better. So there's every day like some thunderstorm advisories and stuff. So you can check here too. So please stay safe in those areas. And I'll just let's see a little bit more here for parts of Cuba and the Bahamas with Oscar shows more than 78 millimeters, 125. The National Hurricane Center had close to 200 millimeters in Cuba, but the models only show like some 26 to 100 millimeters. So yeah, but if I were you, I would listen to the official forecast there, because each model has a different scenario. But on the next 5 days, the European model is more than 100 millimeters in southern Belize, northern Honduras, parts of Guatemala too. So please stay safe from like flooding and more heavy rain there. North central Guatemala, some heavy rain too. Parts of southern Mexico, some highlands there, still some heavier showers. And eastern Mexico, some rain in parts of western Mexico. So be aware. Costa Rica and Panama might be a little bit heavier, especially northern Costa Rica and southern Nicaragua, a little bit heavier rain there. So be aware. In the Eastern Caribbean shows a little bit heavier in Trinidad and Tobago. Next 5 days, northern Venezuela. Might be more in Barbados and parts of the Lesser Antilles too. Even Puerto Rico, some more showers, some storms in Hispaniola. So yeah, be aware in those areas. And on the Eastern Pacific, we have this area at high chances. It's probably a tropical storm already, or a tropical depression. It's 100% chance there of forming again on the Eastern Pacific. So, but no threat to land. So this mainly it. Please stay safe.